Alright, hey guys. So I've been playing a lot of Harvest Moon of late, and we're gonna try to make a code based off of make a calculator that totals Shh! Kitty! I don't know if you guys can hear her, but this cat is meowing. Anyway, yeah. So, a chicken, let's say, will cost $5. And we need to make a code. That was my cat. So we need to make a code that will calculate how much money you'll spend on X amount of chickens. Okay? So we're going to open up Visual Studio 2015 and we're going to make a new project and we're going to select Win32 and we'll title it Chickens. We're going to hit Next, go to Empty Project. Kitty, kitty, kitty! Okay, so with that, we'll go to Source Files, add New Item, CPP. Alright, so we'll do include our input-output stream library using namespace std int main return 0. Okay, so for our project, we're going to select all of this. Copy and paste it into there and make it one large block comment. Okay, so we can look at this now, which helps us out a little bit. So we know a chicken costs $5. So we'll make that a int chicken cost equals 5. We're actually going to make it 550. Okay, so since this is 550, we actually can't have it being an int. We have to make it a double because int only accepts whole numbers, while double accepts ones with decimals. Okay, so we'll make one called number of chickens, and we're going to initialize that to 0. And then we'll do a double for total cost, and we're also going to initialize that to 0. Okay, so just basic math stuff, what we're going to do is times 550 by whatever the user will input X as. Okay, so we're going to first prompt the user. So we'll do cout, how many chickens did you buy? And then the user is going to input number of chickens. Okay, so also when you're doing this, notice that the arrows cout are facing out, kind of, and then cin is facing a different way. So that's control input also. So we're going to do total cost equals chicken cost times number of chickens. Okay? Don't forget your semicolon. Okay, so now we want to know, like now we want it to be displayed to the user. So we'll do that first by you spent dollars on, so then we'll put that in, and we're going to put a space, because otherwise it'll just be one thing, like it won't put a space after the total cost here. On chickens. Okay, so this should be a functioning program, and we'll test this by going to debug, start without debugging. Yes, I'd like to build it. How many chickens did you buy? Well, we'll say I bought one. Okay, so we spent $5.50 on chickens. Okay. Well, what happens if I put a negative number in? Like, let's say I bought -5 chickens. That doesn't actually make sense. So we can fix this by doing an if statement right here. So we'll want the if statement to include, we want this condition to be met by saying if number of, is greater than 0. Okay, so if number of chickens is greater than 0, we want it to tell us this. And I just hit the tab key just now to move it over. It looks a little bit nicer if you put things and functions indented over one. It's a little bit easier to read. Otherwise, you entered a negative number. Angry face. So we'll go to run this. How many chickens did you buy? We bought -9. Oh no, we entered a negative number. Urgh. Okay, well, what if we want it? What happens if I buy 0 chickens and we want something else? Well, we could do another if statement, but that doesn't really make sense if we're already inputting a sequence of this. So we're going to put else if instead. We'll move this into there, get rid of that. So if number of chickens is less than 0, do this. Well, so if they enter 0, we'll just put else. If the number of chickens is greater than 0, display this. Else, if the number of chickens is less than 0, do this. Otherwise, do this. Alright, and we'll see if this works. You entered 0. Alright, so we could make it so this will be run over and over and over again. That way we don't have to keep going into this section. And you do that with a while loop. And I guess from here to here. And a while loop is pretty handy and it can also be really funny sometimes, like if it messes up and starts debugging and errors for days. So anyway, a while loop is going to keep running through whatever's in here until this condition is met. And we're just going to leave it as true right now. We're not going to change the conditions, but we are just going to move all of this into here. And make it so this line isn't going to be connected right to the bottom of whatever option is selected. We're just going to do \n. So let's see if this works. Alright, so it's indented right from the beginning, but it'll look a little bit nicer. Okay, so this is our working program. So if we didn't have a input here, this while loop would just keep running forever. And it does run forever, but this helps to stall it, like say that in quotation marks. So if we get rid of all of this and just do meow, 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 meow. We'll do n line so it doesn't all appear in one line. We also don't need this either. So this is just going to keep going on and on and on. It's not going to stop anytime soon. But yeah, so that's how you use an if statement. You have it with conditions and such, and then this is how you use a while statement. And you'll know how to enter things or have things display on the screen and also input things. And yeah, I hope you learned something. Have a great day.